All right, we back. Welcome to the jam with some Master Duel. We're gonna be playing that game for this portion of the stream. Also, gonna check out some content online because I want to get better at children's card games. That's just kind of how it is. So we're gonna start with some videos first, to be honest. And let's see what I got here. So I have some videos here. It looks like
deck you're playing again.
I have some videos here we're gonna look at regarding branded, and then we're gonna I guess we're gonna play some games, get better at it. I'm gonna show you the kind of deck I'm building, where I kind of want it to be, and some cards from my sideboard I'm probably gonna have to end up buying online or something. That's what I'm thinking. Anyways, let me go ahead and see if I can put some videos up related to Master Duel. I had some other videos up too that I wanted to watch, but maybe I'll go look at that later. I don't know. What is this? This is a Wuthering Waves video. Oh, Tectone. And I see something else about. Here's a battle about. Not a battle. Here's a video about. Horus engine combo? Give me 1 second. Alright. Let's check these videos out before we go any further. Oh yeah, I should probably talk to you guys about my first tournament. Yeah. I went to a local card shop and played in a tournament. I wasn't going to at first, but I was like, you know, why not? See what people are playing at least. I didn't have a sideboard that I really wanted to bring ready to go. And I think, looking back, I didn't shuffle my cards really well. Probably as a result of never having to do it for years, but I went 1 win, 2 losses, and 1 tie. Because it went too long, and because we misunderstood a card that affected the outcome of the game. Yeah. Only later did I find out that I was right, and if that was the case, I probably would have won, and then I would have been 2 wins and 2 losses. Shut up, Kai. Shut up. No, listen. It's not. First of all, it's not the same. It's not the same. All right. Anyways, so I played against. I played against a bunch of stuff I didn't see before, and I think 2 of the game. Like I played against a Ashened deck, which is new, and it's not in Master Duel. And he kept on trying to super poly my whole field with his plays. It was kind of crazy. It was really tough to get through. Yeah, I had to play against Ashen deck. He kept on trying to take my board and make a big ass monster out of it. Cause they have some way of doing that where you can just like super poly, not like it was like a continuous trap or something like that. But I was able to resource it and super poly his shit back because I have more ways of doing that than he did. But yeah, that was very interesting. But that was the game where I was gonna use what was I gonna do? I was going to use a Albaz. And he was trying to tell me that it targets and it doesn't target, so we had issues. So that delayed the match, and that's the match I got a tie on because it took too long to get it figured out. Only later did I find out, and I wasn't, and I should have been more adamant about it, cause I don't think he really knew, and I could have won that one probably. And to be honest, because I was out, I had to grind basically in order to beat him because he was super polying my shit. So it did make the game longer as a result, and that's why the time happened. So I also played against my 2 losses was against a branded Chimera deck. And both times he OTK'd me with some monster that allowed him to like hit me for like 5 times. And I never played that before. I never played against that before at Monster, so that was a matchup inexperience. And then I got beaten by a Labyrinth player because I never drew anything. I never drew anything to like actually fight him. And then I went to side, and he main decks Dimension Barrier. He never got to play it because he didn't need to, but I saw him pull it out, and I was like, great. So even if I did break his board or was threatening to, he would just D-Barrier, which I think should be a banned card. But I didn't lose to that because he didn't need it. So it was kind of rough. I did get some sideboard cards in the second game, but he popped them before I could use them. And that was the end of it. I didn't really have a good plays because my hands weren't that good anyway. So I think if I was able to at least do, because I did go first once, obviously. If I was able to at least do that, then I'd be fine. Nobody need to pop. Actually, I don't think so. I think Branded's fine the way it is. It has some broken stuff. In it, mostly the puppet stuff, and sometimes I feel like puppet is like, weirdly enough, I feel like some matchups we can win because of the puppet luck, which is really weird to say. Another thing I also noticed is I'm having a really hard time figuring out what I want for my extra deck to be, because I want so many things in my extra deck and I can't have them all. It's so weird. So I'm going to have to end up putting some stuff in my sideboard, some extra deck monsters in my sideboard. So if I play against Tenpai, for example, I'm going to have to get a copy of Albalentis and put it in my sideboard so that I can just put it in my extra deck when I'm playing against them, because Albalentis should be a good answer against them. And I'll show you what I'm considering for my sideboard in masterduel soon. Yeah. But let's go ahead and let me close some stuff that I don't think you guys need to see here. Let me close my email.
Yeah, and
so there's a video from Metagames GX. I have some videos up from that, and then some other channels as well. And I think if you guys have any other content creators you want me to watch that are Yu-Gi-Oh related, that's fine. Definitely, let's take a look at them. All right, let me go put it on the screen here, and then we get started. The first video I wanted to look at was this one here, where it's like talking about the best staples, apparently, for branded. And I kind of want to see what he says and what he goes over. So, all right, let's see what he talks about here. Oh wait, I'm also covering up his screen, aren't I? Shoot. Let me move myself. I think I should be fine doing that, right? Let me put this here and YouTube here. I'm gonna move myself. I need to organize my I need to organize my shit. Alright, I'll put it over here. Alright. There we go. Should be cool now. Thank you. Alright. So here's Metagames GX. So gonna talk about best staples and tech cards in Branded Despia. I really need to know what he's gonna talk about and see if I get any ideas for sideboard at least.
and we are going to be going over basically all the tech options that you can be running with Branded Despia at the moment. I think we are going to go over main deck tech options, extra deck tech options, and then side deck tech options. This can be anything. We're going to be starting basic with each pile. As we see, we have a lot of cards, so we're going to be here for a while. We're going to be starting basic, like with Quem, with if we're running Gimmick Puppet or not. But then also we're going to start getting to really specific stuff.
By the way, I will never not run Gimmick Puppet until they ban it, obviously. I mean, because honestly, I've seen some stupid things in the TCG already. I'm like, bro, I don't know if I should be worrying about Gimmick Puppets. Like, that stuff is kind of wild right now. But I mean, I like the main deck that I have right now. I want to be able to test running Branded in High Spirits at 3. I just don't have the cards. I'm missing 2 copies of Branded in High Spirits, and I think I need more Bestials. The games I was playing yesterday, or on Thursday, I mean, had a lot of stuff I could have Bestialed, but I don't have enough of them. So I might have to go get some. And apparently you can run 3 Saraniers in the TCG, so that sounds pretty interesting. I would like to get more Saraniers. See if I can rush order a few cards before the next time I play. I think you can only run 1 Magnamut, though. You can only run 1 Magnamut. So, and I think you can run multiple Drew Swarms, actually. So, yeah, I definitely gonna double check that, and if I can, I'm gonna get multiple copies of them. Definitely, for sure.
Fusion Parasite and Goddess of the Third Eye. So
I don't know
if you guys want to see more content like this, make sure to leave a like down below. I think this will be a very good kind of informative video where we're kind of gonna do an anthology. We're going to kind of do an anthology of basically every option that you can run in Branded Despia in terms of tech options and just like different play patterns and different deck building strategies. So if you guys want to see more,
hold on a second. This looks weird to me. Can I flip this around? Can I flip it? Hold on a second. There you go. That feels better. That feels better, chat. All right. Let's go. Let's go.
Content like this, if you guys want to see a board breaker tier list for Brand Despia for non-engine, including hand traps, please make sure to leave a like below. Get this to 100 likes and we'll make sure to do it. Alright, so we're going to be talking about main deck tech options. We're going to be talking about Quem. So a lot of people only run 1 Quem in Branded Despia. In my opinion, you should be running 2 Quem. Now, why is this? Because with only 1 Quem, this basically cuts off a lot of your combo lines and it makes your extra deck sends a lot worse. Because if you draw your 1 Quem, then what is your Titanclad sending or special summoning out in the end phase most of the time?
Yeah, makes sense.
Also, it makes it so that you have extra combo lines because you can go through 1 Quem on your turn, then go through another Quem on your opponent's turn in order to set up your graveyard for different combos. Then also, it allows you to play through Nibiru even better, because if you already used your first Quem and your opponent Grand Guignol's you, or sorry, if your opponent Nibiru's you and you have Grand Guignol somewhere in the graveyard or on the field, you can obviously go into Quem, even if they've tributed over your first Quem. So having the second one, I think, is very important. By that extension, I think we can talk about the other girl.
I am running that.
Cartesia. I think that a lot of people have traditionally only ran 2 Cartesia, but I think that right now we should be running 3 Cartesia as branded players. I think right now you see a lot of hand traps in the format. This could change in a format without a lot of imperbs and veilers. So if you're watching this video maybe a year from now and things are still, not too different with the deck, then you can obviously use that's the point of this video. I'm trying to make it so it's going to be future proofed as well. But Cartesia is able to dodge Imperm and Veiler very well, so I think that's why a lot of lists are on 3 copies of each Cartesia right now. Also gives you,
honestly, when I play Branded, my first goal is to look for a Cartesia every time, so that I can dodge stuff. And Grand Guignol is such an important part of our combos, it feels like, especially if you're trying to puppet lock. So your boy is definitely trying to see if I can get a Branded in High Spirits engine going, like build my deck more towards that so that I can accomplish this. It's also the reason why I really want to play Desperate Lulable Lilith. I'm having a hard time taking out cards in order to put that in my deck, right? Because either I have to run, like if I put in Despia Lula Will Live, either I drop the super poly stuff, which I don't want to do, or I have to like take out cards like Borreload Furious, or drop Mirror J to 1 in my extra deck in order to make it work, right? It's really weird, and I don't know. I don't like that. I don't like putting Mirror J to 1 because I don't want someone randomly putting down like a way to like banish the one Mirror Jade in my deck, my extra deck. So I'm very confused on what to do in that scenario. Oh, like what do I want to run? What I do not want to run, right? Because I really like running Nadir Servant, right? And my main deck right now has Nadir Servant and Super Poly, right? And so far I have been running Nadir Servant, but not running Lulu because I was sending the Titanic Lad. And I have one Brandon and High Spirits in the deck, and I don't know if I run enough dragons to like run it. But I really, really like Brandon and High Spirits, man. I really do. It's really hard. I don't know what to take out, man. I really don't. Anyways.
A really good grind game because you can keep one in graveyard, one on field, and one in hand for discard fodder and keep rotating through them in different turns. Very important in my opinion. Should you be running Gimmick Puppet or not? Yes, you should be running Gimmick Puppet until this gets banned. If Sanctifier gets banned, obviously you don't need to run this anymore, but this is your best going first option. Brand is one of the best decks, even still without Gimmick Puppet, but this gives us a very easy kill shot basically going first, and you know we should use it until it gets banned. Sanctifier is a broken card, even with or without Puppet, so if you're running Sanctifier, you should probably just be running the Puppet. It's very free, gives you very easy game ones, makes your game ones go by faster so that your games get over.
Ooh, ban Sank. I like this guy's thoughts. No, he said run it. He didn't say ban it. He just said it's a really stupid card. Oh crap, I need to take notes. Exactly, take notes. Kai, stop being a hater.
So you don't always go into time. You know, as a branded player, you probably don't go into time very much. Alright, so we're going to be talking about Gold.
Why did he cut to them just... Okay, never mind.
Sark and Foolish. This was signed by Simo. Shout out to the man himself. However, I think
that
Gold Sark and Foolish are one of the best cards, or some of the best extenders. Generically for branded, they can also be thrust targets because they are normal spells. However, they both basically extend you into Aluber, into Cartesia, in the case of banishing Mercurier off a Gold Sark, but you know, Foolish sending the Tragedy, or maybe even completing the combo piece by sending a Saronir.
Bro could have edited out the cough. I know, right? Yo, meta games GX. If I know you sometimes sneak in here watching my stuff. If you ever see this, stop leaving the cough in, bro. This band blank energy I have is generational for some decks. Yo, how man? You gotta break the cycle of hate, man. I'm sorry. You gotta break the cycle of hate, bro. We're never gonna be able to move on as a people, as a country, if we always hold on to the past. What say you to that, man? Take my hand. Let me show you where salvation is. Let me show you the promised land. Okay? Alright, cool. Good talk.
Shrouded Dragon or even a Gimmick Puppet is very good, so I recommend running these largely. I think in a droll format you can kind of afford to cut Gold Sark, but I think Foolish is very much very good and you should probably run it, but obviously they are not necessary, but you know, these are very good options.
Right now I have, you have
Foolish. Tri-Brigade.
I should have Foolish.
Speaking of those, we have Tri-Brigade, Mercurier, and Tragedy, and Allure of Darkness. So I think Allure of Darkness is very good in branded Despia.
Yeah.
Unless you're in a hugely droll format, and honestly I don't think we've been in one yet. Since super heavy, really, to where Allure of Darkness isn't worth running, but I think that the card's very free for the most part.
Right now, because I'm running Branded Sword, I opted for 2 Mercurier, 1 Tragedy. So I can use the first Mercurier to start up a combo, and then still end up grabbing another Mercurier for negation later. I finally crafted my goofy Joey Wheeler deck in Masterduel. I'm officially ready for ranked. Yikes. They will never see my time. Stop it. Oh, God. Oh, God.
And plus a lot of people traditionally will side out drolls against branded, so I think that Allure kind of goes free with branded for the most part. It helps you see your engine going second. It's very good in that respect. It also helps you cycle through some of your bricks very easily because you run a lot of Elbaz. A lot of builds are now running 3 Shrouded Dragon for the consistency purpose, because this card is basically
so far I'm doing what he's saying.
+1 because you get
I still got the ad libitum
plus a draw, so very good. You get more resources. And so running 3 of those, it's a brick. If you see the second one, well, if you have Allure, you can.
I have to find a good build that runs the Patchwork engine. I don't know. I haven't been running it
obviously
at all.
with Allure. Makes it so your Allure is a +1 always, which is very.
I also
want
to know. I also want to know if I should be running. So this is what I did. I recently got 3 copies of what's the name of the card? Forbidden Droplet, right? I got Forbidden Droplets, but I main deck it. I'm wondering to myself, should I be running it in the sideboard, or should I main deck it? You know what I mean? And then I also want to get some more board breaker cards. So I'm thinking, should I get? I did get a Harpy's Feather Duster, and I got a Change of Heart. And a Crossout Designator. I also got some Cosmic Cyclones, some Book of Eclipses. The question I have to myself right now is, I also got 2 evenly matched as well. The question I'm trying to figure out for myself is how do I really want to run this deck in terms of, because I don't run hand traps, so it's like the sideboard. I mean, like the sideboard needs to be what does the sideboard want to accomplish, right? And the main deck, do I want to be super going, like have super ability to go second, or do I put the going second stuff in the sideboard instead, and then just run total gas on the first game, and then put in the second, you know, because if I win, then I could put in the going second cards. For game 2.
So just decide if you're going to be running 2 Mercury or 1 Tragedy or 2 Tragedy or
which
1.
If I take out the 3, then it's like I don't know. There's just really good cards already. I don't know. I'm not always going to go first, right? So
Courier, that is the correct mathematical ratio for running Allure Darkness. You shouldn't be on 1 and 1. At that point, you're probably just should be running Allure Darkness. But if you run 2.
Hold up, what? Here to show that I got E1 Clara instead of a Robin Sia? Dang, no! No! Oh man, he is not. I know he is suffering from. What do you mean suffering from success? What do you mean? And 2 Robin. Oh my god, dude, that's OD. 1 whatting you, 1 to no one. Trash, dude. That sucks so much, dude. Are you still streaming right now? Yeah, you are. E1 Clara makes her so much better. Let's go take a quick look at a D1 stream. Okay, let's take a quick look. He's upset.
Yo, that's OD.
Let's get out of here. Let's get out of here. Had to share with the homie. The
oh man.
E1 using skill will not remove marks to counter on the enemy. That's great. That's great. But anyway,
He's so mad.
we still
No.
have time. We still actually have time. Funny enough, though, who knows? I mean, we could amass more rolls before the time is over, and maybe a Robin might show up.
Yeah, Praise. That's cool.
Her light cone won't be a dud. Thank you, JamBuds. Appreciate it, man. Just had to share. We tried, man. But I'll tell you one thing.
Sorry, man.
I'll tell you one thing.
What?
I know they didn't update it on Pride Win yet, but they should, because Flowing Night Glow is actually good on her. It's actually good.
What is this? Every time an ally attacks,
I tried it on Ting Young. It helped
Oh,
my
wow.
Jinyuan clear 1 turn faster than my Acheron team, which was insane.
Huh.
I had this on Ting Young. I had a Sparkle, a Fu
Oh,
Shuan,
we gotta see
and
what's going on. I know we're doing
Jinyuan.
still. Hold up.
or King Yuan, and we cleared, bro, like no business. We kept getting ults because aside from the, Memory of Chaos like passive, this just kept feeding us ults fast.
Yeah, that makes sense. That's really good.
Good energy
All
regeneration
allies
rate.
damage dealt by 20 increases them.
Yeah.
That sounds really good.
And everybody getting fat buffs on their damage. Hey.
That actually sounds crisp,
So
to
it's
be
fine.
honest.
Anyway. It's fine. We cooked, man. King Yuan. But yeah.
Okay,
cool.
maybe
It's
doesn't.
cool,
Maybe
man.
I thought he'd be devastated,
Who
but it
knows?
doesn't
Who
look
knows?
like he's
We might get a
too
Robin.
upset.
We might get a Robin
seem
if I
too
decide
upset.
to keep
Maybe that's a good thing.
going on it.
Man, that's so
I could
crazy.
either go for
He would have to.
go I could either ignore
What?
going for a Robin, letting Robin's LC sit there forever, and just get an E1 Fu Xuan, which would probably far more help my account out, right? Because
I don't know, man. Like,
it's
I mean,
gonna
no,
just
E1 Fu Xuan's
increase crit
busted.
damage, right,
E1 Fu Xuan is busted.
for the squad. So that'd
I
be
just
pretty
felt
dope.
bad that he got 2 of
Now
those
I'm
light
guaranteed-
cones
now I'm
and didn't
sitting
get a
on
Robin.
guarantee. So the
I
guarantee
guess that's
is like,
true.
do I get a Robin? If I get a Robin, it'll help my
E1
fellow
Fu
teams
Xuan
or
will help
whatever the
his
team's gonna play
team,
Robin
a
with.
lot of his teams,
And my light
a
cone
lot
will have
too.
a home.
And he doesn't have a Venturine, so
The freaking extra 5-star light cone that's sitting somewhere.
bro.
This trash.
I think I'm gonna go for
This trash is sitting
Fu
here waiting
Xuan's
for
light
him.
cone, chat.
It's not trash, but it's trash.
I think I'm gonna
because
go for Fu Xuan's
I
light
got
cone.
2. Suffering from success is what some people would say. To others, I'm salty.
Yeah, a little
Anyway,
bit. Yeah, I feel bad. I kind of feel bad. But he doesn't feel as bad as I thought he would, so maybe it's not the worst thing in the world. I know it's kind of hard to tell because like that light cone's really good, and Clara's not bad either. So I hope I naturally get a C6 Clara, to be honest.
Human one, you're going to be able to
Do
see
look on
these
the light
cards
cone? I
enough with
hope
Allure
so.
Dark.
Because if I get Fu Xuan's light cone, right, then that means my mono quantum team is essentially finished in terms of having all of like the light cones of all the characters I want. Bro's coping. I'm coping? I don't know. Robin is crazy in follow-up teams. Well, I mean, I don't think he has the full thing. He just had the light cone, so he was like, I'm gonna try to get Robin anyway. E1 Fu is better than Robin. Feels cope. Wait, who said it was better? I don't think the question is whether it's better or not. The question is, what does he want for his account? Right? He's about that mono quantum supremacy. First of all, remember that. Now, was it the entire? Maybe he said some stuff when I wasn't paying attention. You know what? I'm gonna be very objective here, guys. I'm gonna be very objective. Okay, no bias to any one thing whatsoever when you hear this statement. Okay, all right, ready? I think maybe it would be better for his account if he got a E1 Fu Xuan. Yeah, because he runs that mono quantum supremacy, man. And we about that here, okay? Yeah. See, I think there's, and you can tell from the way I'm talking here that I'm very much being objective about it. You know, I mean, I think it's just for his account specifically because he has the full mono quantum team. He plays it a lot. It makes sense they go for that Fu Xuan, right? That's why I went for E2 Sparkle, right? Because I'm fully invested into mono quantum. 30% crit damage is better than a whole character with 100% action advance and a Bennett attack buff. Lol. Oh, and 50% damage. Yo, I'm telling you, that crit damage is OD. That, I mean, I'm not, like, listen, man, Kai. I'm on your side here. Man. 30% crit damage is broken. 30% is a lot for just for an Eidolon. So, totally not biased to a certain. No, I'm not. I'm being genuinely honest about his account. Seriously. I know that I have mono quantum supremacy. I know I spam it, but but specifically for him, I just feel like it's the right thing to do. Yeah. 30% crit damage is not beating like 100. 1100 attack or whatever, but I mean, like I said, depends on the team, right? Robin is not just plug and play as for mono quantum. I don't think so, right? I think Sparkle's enough for that mono quantum team. If I'm completely honest with you, he already has Sparkle. There's no need for him to get Sparkle and Robin for mono quantum, especially when Robin isn't even quantum. His second team, I believe he is running Acheron teams. He also has a Jing Yuan team. I think he also has Jing Liu team too. So I don't know which, like, wait, the only thing I would say is I don't think he has Ruan Mei. If he doesn't have Ruan Mei, then Robin would be great for his Dot team and his Acheron team probably. Right? So it depends on what he wants to do. All right. No more Star Rail shit. Let's go.
Darkness to where that you're gonna be able to go +1.
Talking about Robin in context, nobody would ever play her and is weird. He has Himiko and Herta, I think. I do too, but as for pure fiction, almost exclusively.
Very easily. One Shrouded Dragon is also has been the standard. It's something that you can continue to do, I think. It's very much just preference based. I think if you're on a high spirits build or an allure build, I'll be on the Shrouded Dragon's very good. So let's talk.
Oh yeah, please talk about high spirits, please. Convince me to get 3 high spirits.
Talk about more of those options, because allure kind of goes very hand in hand with these 2 cards, Nadir Servant and Branded and High Spirit. And we'll put in Maximus for the Nadir Servant. I think that right now you see a lot of people running Branded and High Spirits over Nadir Servant, but in the past I think you've seen more people run Nadir Servant actually in the past. I mean, you see Master Duel actually putting the card to 2. It's a very broken card. A lot of the time this card can result in a 1-card combo for a Gimmick Puppet Nightmare.
Yeah.
If you send the Tri-Brigade Bucephalus. You send the Tri-Brigade Bucephalus, which then can send a Brigand, which then can 1-card combo. If you guys want to see that, I have a combo video down below.
I thought you didn't need to do the Tri-Brigade Arms combo in order to get Puppet Lock. I thought you just needed Lilith.
But anyways, it goes with Maximus, basically.
Just to clarify, Servant was limited because of Lab. Yeah, no, you're right. It was.
You get to dump an extra deck card. A lot of the time what you'll dump is Tri-Brigade or a Garura. Then you will get to plus off of these, and then you can bash for Maximus, and then you can use Maximus to send a Titanclad plus an Albion to basically full card combo.
Okay, yeah. See, Titanclad and... yeah.
Very good card in my opinion. However, this card isn't great against Shifter. So...
Isn't great against Shifter, isn't great against Lab. Yeah.
So for that reason, Nadir Servant can be pretty weak. I mean, I still ran it in full power cash. You know, it's a very good card, very powerful. But
I mean, yeah, I feel the same. I feel like it's worth the risk because it's such a broken card. If it works, most likely your opponent's getting puppet locked, right?
I think a lot of people have been opting to run Brand High Spirits for that reason. It is a very good card. You reveal 1 monster in your hand and send 1 level 8 fusion monster. So basically, you can reveal a dark.
What a homie Shifter is your band. I hate Shifter.
So for that reason, Nadir Servant can be pretty weak. I mean, I still ran it in full power cash. You know, it's a very good card, very powerful. But I think a lot of people have been opting to run Brand High Spirits for that reason. It is a very good card. You reveal 1 monster in your hand and send 1 level 8 fusion monster. So basically, you can reveal a Dark Dragon, send a Shrouded Dragon, or send a Albion the Brand Dragon, or a Titaniclad from your graveyard. Or to rescue the graveyard. And you are going to be able to basically almost full combo off of that. It's not as much advantage as Nadir Servant with.
Yeah, okay, so based on what he's saying here, because I don't need Lulawolov as much as I think I do, especially because I am running 3 copies, that makes it a little bit easier for me to think about what I want to do, to be honest. Because the thing is, for me, I want to run 2 copies of Mirror Jade and 2 copies of Grand Guignol, right? But in order to do that and still run Super Poly in a deck that runs the Dear Servant or Brandon High Spirits, it's like... No, I mean, I'm sorry. The Dear Servant plus also you're running Super Poly. You want Super Poly targets as well, which means Mud Dragon and Garura are in there, and your Garura is probably going to be part of your Nadir Servant combo. It's like, bro, am I forced to run 2 copies of 1 copy of Grand Guignol in response? Do I have to take out the Borlo? Do I take out the Mud Dragon? Like, I don't know. I don't know. Shifter tells the opponent to play fair. No, it doesn't. Takes their deck back a few decades for 2 turns. No, a few decades. No extra plussing, LOL. No, it doesn't, man.
Maximus, but you're also getting less carded, less so commitment stupid. Because with Nadir Servant, you're probably gonna have to run Tri-Brigade or you're gonna have to run Garura. If you want to get the full extent, I mean, obviously you could just cut Garura. Maximus and then just only run 3 Nadir. It's less commitment, but at that point you should probably be running High Spirits because High Spirits is a bit better of a card on its own. However, High Spirits is much more reliant because you need a Dark Dragon essentially.
That's the thing. If I run Brennett and High Spirits at 3, I need more Dark Dragons, which means I gotta go invest in more Bestials. I have to go get more Bestials. Like, I will probably need to get 2 more copies of Bestial Serenir, right? And then I'll probably have to get at least one more copy of some other bestials as well. Because like when I was at the tournament yesterday, I was looking around. The decks I was playing, actually bestials would have been really good against them. You know? I did see someone playing Tenpai. I never got to play the Tenpai guy. And I figured some people might be playing like Snake Eyes eventually. I'm sure someone out there is playing Snake Eyes. But yeah, I almost feel like main decking a bunch of bestials, yeah. Why not? Because I'm also running 2 Mercurier, and that combos well too. Mercurier plus a bestial is really good. To start a combo. In other news, I officially got to Gold V with Tricksters. Dude, I haven't seen a Trickstar deck before. The Dragon Horn Hunter card art is what we do to dragons. I don't know what you're talking about. You're going to have to show me that, the art card for that.
For this to be a very good card. If
What do
you
you mean
don't see
we?
a Dark Dragon, it's really getting into the territory of going neg a bit, because you are going to get your search, yes, but you are going to go neg 1 on the discard, and then also the thing you're sending in the end phase isn't as good. You can send Gwegnal, which is pretty good, but you usually want to use those, so it's not great in that respect. So that's why I typically prefer Nadir or Allure than High Spirits, but it's a searchable card.
Yeah, so my currently, like I said, my deck has 1 copy of Branded in High Spirits and 3 Nadir Servant. So I do believe Nadir Servant's more broken for what we want to do as a Branded player. But I also want to run Branded in High Spirits, so I have more gas. So I can go one way or the other, depending on what my cards is. I am running a 60 card build, so I can make room for it, I think.
That's the nice part, so that's why I like it as a one-of. It's also once per turn.
Oh, he's running as a one-of. Oh, really? Hold up. I also running as a one-of. So you're saying you don't... Okay, if you want to commit to High Spirits, you don't have to run 3?
Still prefer Allure over this. I prefer Nadir.
I am running Allure too.
Over High Spirits too, but I still run like 1 and 3 usually with my ratios. But you know, depending on the format, you could shoot.
Oh, okay. So maybe I don't have to do anything. Maybe I don't have to get more of those, but maybe I should still probably consider getting more dragons though. Like, let me count how many dragons are on my 60 card deck right now. Hold on a second. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I have 10 dragons. I have 10 dragons in my 60 card deck. It's just a hero standing on the dead body of a dragon she slayed to save her village. Oh, so she's a hero. I consider myself... I'm somewhat of a hero myself, Peter Parker. Alright, never mind. Stop it.
Pick and choose. These are great ways. These are the ways that you can play through hand traps very easily. Like, they go Ash on you. You go Nadir Servant. And then you basically full combo through it. And then High Spirits, it's very good because they are never going to Ash High Spirits. They have to Ash this for it to go off, so they can't use Ash twice per turn. So they'll Ash your Brand Fusion, then you can go, and you'll usually go High Spirits in the draw phase or something. I usually recommend to play around Shifter, so wait for the Shifter kind of, unless you have to play into it to extend kind of thing.
Okay.
Nadir Servant loses to Imperm a bit more because the Maximus will get Impermed.
Heat Soul and Princess Melting Mirror Jade? Bro. Mirror Jade's amazing. Mirror Jade's amazing, bro. There's so many cards that's like, oh, you can't target me with your abilities. Mirror Jade's like, ho, 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 ho. The Bowser laugh and just melts them anyway. Love
so
it.
that you can't get.
And then if you kill it, I pop the board. I pop your board in the turn. Oh, it's so good.
If you have,
and I can bring it back.
Nadir Servant, which can suck. This can't get Ash Impermed, but you get more advantage off the Nadir. To be fair, and this isn't always live. Nadir is always live. So also Nadir can play through.
Heat Soul coming through with One Punch Man Punch. Wait, with the One Punch Man Punch on Mirror Jade. No, it's not.
Roll because you can get from the graveyard.
Now,
so you
never
can
come back
from graveyard, then go Nadir and
plus you forget like the TCG has 3 copies of Branded Opening, so I can put one in the graveyard and prevent it from being destroyed. So there. Now what? Yeah. Shut up.
I'll play the game. Maximus is also kind of neat too because you can duality it for Dragoon because it's a light spellcaster, so interesting. Nadir does kind of suck because it locks you though. That's the thing, it locks you out of the extra deck, so...
I mean, but in order, like, what card were you talking about?
You get more advantage off the Nadir, to be fair, and this isn't always live.
You said you do something to Maximus.
Live, so... Also, Nadir can play through Droll because you
Shut
can
up.
Get from the graveyard, so you can
you think you're trying... What do you think you're doing? You think you're playing games with me? Mind games? You think you're winning the game? No.
Card from graveyard, then go Nadir and still play the game. Maximus is also kind of neat too because you can duality it for Dragoon because it's a light spell.
Who runs duality? I don't think I have room for duality, to be honest. Although it would be kind of cool to have duality because it helps dodge stuff, dodge effects, I guess.
Caster, so interesting. Nadir does kind of suck because it locks you though. That's the thing, it locks you out of the extra deck, so these are things you have to consider, but most of the time by the time
you mentioned the game right after you did.
Time you get locked out, you're done with your turn. Nadir Servant is your last play in your combo line, so it doesn't really matter if you're locked out. It does suck when you can't go Titanclad in the end phase for Albaz, but that's fine. You can just do that on your opponent's turn. Now, what are other main deck ways to play through hand traps, but also maybe break boards? Well, we have the Frick for Patchwork Engine. Also, I do want to recommend Kit with the High Spirits. If you do run High Spirits, you definitely want to run Spriggan's Kit because Kit is searchable off of High Spirits and it's basically an Eluber, so you're going to be able to,
I should probably get that in there.
You know, on certain hands, be able to go search, do your combo. Also, Kit is really nice because you can get your banished stuff, so you can recycle Retribution or Branded Sword, stuff like that. It's also free extension, so you can OTK very easily. So just run Kit if you're on High Spirits, and if you're not on High Spirits, don't run Kit. Kind of that's the logic. Kit's also not bad because it's a dark if you want help maxing out on darks with the allure.
Okay.
Now let's talk about other ways to extend through hand traps, but also maybe break the board.
Maybe I have enough dragons in, and I could put the dragons, the bestials in the sideboard. Let me get the Spriggan's Kit in here. You made a good point. Do that right now. I really want to know what he talks about the side, how I should build this sideboard, though, to be completely honest. Not all heroes wear capes. You're right, I don't. I wear a t-shirt. Crazy, right? I know. I always save Ash for Branded Fusion. Yeah, I mean, it's fine if you do that. Honestly, you should do that. You know what I mean? You should do that. It's just that Brandon doesn't care anymore. Brandon doesn't really care anymore. It's evolved to the point where it doesn't matter. You fucking liar. You go nude and you know it. What the heck? No, I don't. I don't want no one to see my booty. Alright, anyway.
And then other ways to play through Bestials, and also just having like other ways to play through hand traps and having another game plan, because D-Barrier is out there also is having the Bestial package actually, so you can do it. I
thought about maybe getting one copy of Regain, but I don't know, man. It's already kind of. Like, I have one Druid Swarm and one Magnum Hut in here, and then I don't have a Baldrake though.
Huge package with Brand Regained and like more Lubellions, and then also just run Brand White or Brand High Spirits, because Brand High Spirits go with Bestials very well. So if you're running a big Bestial package, you might as well run 3 Brand High Spirits, and that's kind of like the reverse. If you're running Brand High Spirits, you might as well run a bunch of Bestials. So
I do like Branded Regained. There's been plenty of times where I've done plays where I would get the Branded Lost instead of the Branded Fusion, and then just fuse with what I have as if Branded Fusion doesn't exist. But then sometimes as I'm doing that, I'll get access to Branded Fusion anyway, and it makes it weird with the Albion line, because if I send the Bestial Lubellion, its effect doesn't get me anything. So maybe adding a Regain would be fun.
So you have the best bridge for a Brand High Spirits, a Dark Dragon. I think in a format with a lot of D barrier and like other things where you need to have the ability to play through hand traps and put bodies on the field, the Bestials allow you to do that. They also help you combo because they are dark, so they can bridge with your extenders like Allure Darkness and High Spirits, but also they can get you into your combo with Saranir, which helps you send a brand spell or trap card to the graveyard, or Lubellion, which helps you get into brand lost or brand regained, or even branded Beast, which allows you to then pop a card on your opponent's side of the field. Also lets you set lost in the end phase, which is really good, or another one, so very good. Brand regain lets you get just a lot of advantage. Recycled brand
yeah, regain is such a great card, man.
Spells and trap cards. It's really good in the synchro version, but synchro version got a lot worse with Baron and Savage bans, so not really going to talk too much about the synchro version. Druid Storm is very good.
Yeah, who runs the synchro version still now? I mean, I'm sure there's stuff you can still do, but I mean, you still have Bestial. I mean, you still have Dispatter, and you still have quite a few good level 8 synchros to go into. So,
but it's basically the best one because if you fuse off with it on the field with like Poly or something, you will pop a card. So very good. But
and I'm pretty sure you can run multiple copies of Druid Swarm. He said this is the best one.
You fuse off with it on the field with like Poly or something, you will fuse off with Baron and Savage bans, so not really going to talk too much about the synchro version. Druid Storm is very good. It's basically the best one because if you fuse off with it on the field with like Poly.
Okay, you did say that. Is that effect a once per turn thing? Let me see. I have one. It says you can only use each effect of Bestial Druid Swarm once per turn. Okay. So you can only special summon it through its effect once per turn, and the removal effect's only once per turn as well. I've seen a lot of sideboards that ran very like 2 copies of this or 3 copies of this in a sideboard. I'm assuming that's why. Oh no, my sub expired in 2 hours. Fix it. I'll wait.
Or something, you will pop a card, so very good. But Baldrake's also a very good end board piece because you use only lights and darks, so you contribute basically any card on your field basically for a solemn warning, which is very good.
I think we're gonna go on TCG Player and I'm gonna order these things today, like on stream. Not gonna. I don't know if I'm gonna show you guys be doing it. I'm just gonna do it.
To search off of Magnum.
You only can run one Magnum Hut. How you pronounce it? Magnum Hut? Pizza Hut? That's why you said Pizza Hut? Okay, now I realize why you said it. I'm so slow! Alright, I think you can run multiple Baldrakes and Druid Swarm, so I might go 1 Baldrake, 3 Druid Swarm, and... Well, 2 Druid Swarm, and 2... It is easier to say. Maybe I'll just do that from now. I'll just call it Pizza Hut. I'm stealing it. Hopefully you don't have any copyright things for that.
That's actually one of the best
Never
main
mind,
deckable
you wouldn't.
ones
You don't
because
own
you can
Pizza
search
Hut.
any
What the
brand in
fuck?
your deck like
What am I
Albaz or
talking
Shrouded
about?
Dragon for follow-up, or in the graveyard. Very good.
That'd be OD.
Also, I forgot to talk about Brightest Blazing Branded King.
I've seen this card before. I don't know if I want this in there, though.
This card's very good. It's one of the most obscure cards in Branded, but it's also main deckable. Basically, it's a on-field negate for everything as long as you have a fusion monster that mentions Fallen of Albaz and negate the effects of all their face-up cards on the field currently until the end phase. So basically, all the face-up cards that are on there when this card is activated get negated for the rest of the turn. So it can get over things like Stun for that reason, or you can get over things like Called By if you chain this to Called By or Droplet. Very good. One of your only in-way engine outs for getting around Droplet and Called By, which...
My thing is, it looks like a common. I might as well pick it up, like just a one-of, just a playtest.
Is one of your biggest outs. You know, a lot of people main those. Speaking about board
I bet you it costs like 10 cents or something.
And speaking about Droplet, here's Droplet, here's Super Poly, here's Thrust, here's Talents.
I have all of those. Yay! I only have 2 talents though. I think that's fine.
So I think that these are the best board breakers in Branded Despia for the most part. So
okay, so I'm doing the right thing.
And Book of Eclipse.
If only it were that simple. What do you mean? If only it were that simple? What's the problem?
These are the 5 best board breakers.
I want the shiny Book of Eclipse.
In Branded Despia for the most.
Wait, you run Book of Eclipse main deck? Or do you side it?
part because they are all quick play,
Please talk
except
about
for
it.
talents and thrust, which are able to still be used going first, because thrust is a custom card which will get you out to fusion duplication, which basically is a branded fusion on wheels. That card is broken. And then we also have triple tactics talents, which is a board breaker, and it allows you to draw 2 or rip a card from your opponent's hand when they ash you, which you're basically guaranteed to get ashed as a branded player. So talents is usually live, so it's very free at multiple copies in your deck, but you could also just run it.
Okay, here's a question, guys. Let's say you have branded fusion and a bunch of other cards in your hand, right? And you think your opponent has Ash Blossom. Do you still play the branded fusion, knowing it's going to get ashed, but knowing your deck has cards like Thrust and stuff like that to take advantage of it anyway? Or do you try to like play other things first to see if you can get them to use the ash early before you play branded fusion? What would you do? Out of curiosity. Come on. Also, I'm gonna say it again, man. I'm gonna say it again, guys. You guys don't want to hear it, but come on, Konami. Give us branded fusion to 3 and Master Duel. Come on, bro. It's not that deep. It's not that deep, bro. Like, give us branded fusion and branded opening in 3. Like, come on. Like, all the other decks can have all their stuff. We can't have that. Like, come on, man. Do other things first, then branded fusion. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, man. I'm gonna say it once, and I'm gonna say it again, though. Like, give me branded spirit. Give me branded fusion at 3, so I can play it in Master Duel. I want to play it at full power, so I can more readily prepare myself for the real world, right? This is very important. JamBudsVO, run multiple so that your branded fusion won't get ashed. Wait, run multiple what? Run multiple what? So my real deck, multi-roll. Wait, multi-roll? What is multi-roll? I've never heard of that card before. No, actually, I think I did. I think I have heard of it before. I thought so. It was a Sky Striker card. Why would I run Why would I run a Sky Striker card in my branded deck? Are you actually on drugs? Okay. Yeah. Okay. All right.
At 1 to search off a thrust going second to break a board, because it's taking without targeting effect is one of the best board breakers in the game. If you see talents thrust in your hand going second as a branded player, you break any board essentially. So I think that's why these cards are mandatory in a high level branded deck. These other cards aren't really as mandatory, but I think that they come and go with the formats. Book of Eclipse you saw a lot in Kashtira format, but not so much anymore. It allows you to dodge imperm on your Aluber because you can chain on Aluber and they will flip down. You'll still get the search. Very good. It also can get over a board pretty easily, but you know, right now we're in 2024 and there's a lot of link boards and also fusion boards, so Book of Eclipse isn't really that great. Gotcha.
Okay. I ran Book of Eclipse in my sideboard because I didn't have anything else, but it sounds like what he's saying is really not that great. I'll look up what Sky Striker multi-roll does. I don't know if I believe you though. I don't know if I should run. I don't think I should run that in my branded deck, man. That might be too saucy.
For that reason, but you could also side it for Purely and stuff like that, or Kashtira, so definitely something to consider even this format.
So it's definitely a
Super Poly is something that traditionally has been a mandatory run in branded Despia for the most part, because all your fusions are very generic for the most part, you know. They need very generic materials. They're very easy to get out for the most part. So
wait,
the thing
what card was he running in there?
You're gonna have to Super Poly was always very free in the deck. However, I think with Snake Eye, a lot of people started not running this because Snake Eye boards aren't always just going to be crushed to a Super Poly. So I think that was fair, but I think in this new format,
really?
post-banless, post-legacy
Oh my
destruction
God.
with Melodious,
I forgot about Entis. I didn't even consider Entis because it was like, you're not making that on your own, right? But Entis is what? Entis requires a what? Link monster and a synchro monster? Is that right?
Pie Dragon.
I don't know if that's a good idea.
Labyrinth, Ubel, and then also branded, and Voiceless Voice being the best decks in the room. Super Poly basically crushes most of their boards. This also
Yeah, I think there's a lot more super polyable stuff if you don't look if you look outside of Snake Eyes, right? If you're only worried about Snake Eyes, I think that's not a good idea, right? Because then you're not as prepared for the other stuff. It's like, you know, what if you go to a tournament and you only play against one Snake Eye deck, which can happen. I played no Snake Eyes on Thursday.
So solved the mirror match, which
But I
is the mirror
knew it was in a room. I played against no Tenpais. I definitely saw some people playing it.
match is very hard. So I think Super Poly is very good right now. I think you should be on Super Poly if you're running branded, if not in the main, if not in the side. Droplet was kind of the go-to last format. I think Droplet's still amazing, but I think it got a little worse with Baron and Savage being banned because the Omnids are gone. So, you know, and also Super Poly couldn't really get around those or sit Baron it for the most part. So I think that Droplet got a little bit worse in our deck, but it's still very good. It interacts with our deck a bit more because you can go Branded Fusion, they go Negate, you go Droplet. So very good. You can usually get free use out of this. Super Poly is always a hard discard one, but also it's not once per turn. So that's also one of the best parts about Super Poly. It's also an OTK machine, so very good. You could side main them also. Super Poly in terms of targets, we will talk about that right now. So generally the Super Poly targets that you're going to be looking out for that you want to run if you're running Super Poly are Garura and Muddragon. Muddragon being two monsters of the same
Hold on a second, let me see this. It's a funny tech. Entis for send off on you're talking about the Dear Servant card. Yeah, that makes sense. I think that's more for like the Labyrinth though, right? Like the extra deck for Brand, it's so tight already, man.
Attribute but different typings, and then Garura being the same type and attribute. So these cards, if you're running Super Poly, I recommend running both. Depending on the format though, you can get away with not running one of them though. I think that right now during this format, I think that Muddragon isn't as needed. Actually, most of the boards like yugioh, like Voiceless, like Tenpai, they're all kind of like the same typing. Not Voiceless. Voiceless was more of a Muddragon build, to be fair, but Garura for the Tenpai.
Okay, so what I'm thinking I'm doing. Side the Muddragon for when it's viable, and just put a second a different card in there instead, like a second Granguino, right? Let me see. Do I? Oh, okay. I have Borlo Furious in the extra deck. I have one Granguino. Yeah, I think Muddragon, I can side that until it's needed in the matchups, because I didn't bring it out one time, to be honest. Yeah, okay. I am activating my brain right now, chat. My brain is activated. They really need to give us a sideboard though in Master Duel. Like what are you guys doing? Come on, man. What are you thinking? Bro. Oh, by the way, there is apparently there's another tournament on Sunday. Do you think I should go and practice more for my branded deck, chat? Master Duel gets me the fusion for Light and Dark. Oh my god, dude. Tell me about it, dude. I need that fusion so bad. Is it out yet? Is it out in the TCG? I love one of my favorite cards historically. Besides like Borlo, like not Borlo, like one of my favorite cards, just Chaos Dragon Levineer and Light and Darkness Dragon, bro. Light and Darkness Dragon is one of my favorite cards. I just love the way it looks. It's so cool looking. I don't think it's even out in the OCG yet. It's not? I heard you want to summon a... I heard if you summon a Granguino and it sees its shadow, it's another year of branded winter. What are you talking about? It might be. Yeah, dude, the second we get that, it's going in my branded deck. The second we get the Light and Darkness Dragon Fusion, it's going in my branded deck. Like straight up. No caps necessary.
For the,
that card is so fun. That card is so fun to look at. It's like a fusion version of Appaloosa at this point. And Brandon easily can make it.
Melodious. Very good. But for that...
Insane.